Welcome back, everybody, to Point Click Repeat. My name is Alan, and we are still at this gala. We just talked to old Thirsty Steve and gave him a little smooch. But we're going to keep eavesdropping on some folks before we start to investigate some things.
Countess, they tell me you were married
character.
to the last museum president, no?
Yes, darling, that's correct. Sterling Waldorf Carlton was such a charming man, and so wealthy. My heart is just an empty void without him.
Yes, Sterling was such a nice man. It's too bad that he's worm food now.
Ew! I prefer to think that Sterling is still with me in spirit.
Oh, I'm sure his body is crawling with maggots by now. But
Oh my
if his
God.
spirit is with you, let me know because I'd love to see it.
It is hard to lose a loved one, no? I understand you were only married this short time, Countess.
Yes, I had only 2 short but charming months of married life with Sterling before he died.
And how long had you known this man before you were married?
Oh, we met just 1 charming month before we decided to get married. It was love at first sight.
Where did you meet him?
Oh, I had only been in this country a few weeks when I met Sterling on an offshore casino ship. It's quite legal to drink and gamble there, you know, and all the right people attend. Sterling was so charming, he just swept me off my feet.
This Sterling, he must have had the large broom.
It's just a manner of speech, my dear.
Sterling was a wealthy man. You must have inherited a nice fortune, Countess.
The money doesn't matter, darling. Actually, there's an annoying problem with the estate right now. It seems Sterling was changing his will when he died to give me more money, perhaps. Anyway, I'm sure my attorney will take care of the problem.
Too bad you can't dig him up to finish his new will.
Yes, quite.
Okay, so that was Olivia Miklos.
I'll...
Oops. In case you're wondering who that name was, Dr. Olympia Miklos. That was the kind of weird lady who's obsessed with maggots.
The archaeology, it is such a masculine profession. Breaking into the ancient tombs with your sledgehammer, thrusting your way into the treasure chambers, touching the gold artifacts. It is also stimulating, no?
Yes, well, when you put it that way, I guess it is rather stimulating being the most important archaeologist of all time.
And it is such a burden to bear this greatness, no? With such pressure to perform, you must be perfect all the time.
Yes, you have a unique understanding of my problems, Yvette.
Your problems, they are obvious, no?
Very kind of you to say that, but there are many who misinterpret my actions. They don't understand the pressure of having famous relatives in the same line of work, and having to compare oneself to them all the time.
But the Tutankhamun find, it is nothing when compared to your discovery, no?
Correct. I didn't realize you knew so much about archaeology.
I know many things, Dr. Carter.
So I've heard. Maybe we should discuss archaeology sometime.
I'd love to hear about the work you do, Dr. Carter. Perhaps later tonight?
Will you be working late tonight?
Oh, yes. I think everyone will be here tonight, no? There is much to be done to prepare for the opening of your exhibit tomorrow.
I was planning a break for tea around 3 a.m. if you'd like to join me.
It sounds wonderful. Perhaps you would come by my office then?
I'd be delighted.
It is so gracious of you to take the time to speak with me.
Nonsense. Think nothing of it.
How will I ever repay you for this courtesy? I know how busy you are, Dr. Carter.
I'm sure we'll think of something. And call me Pippin.
Everyone's thirsty in this game.
I told you to stop bothering me, you camel driver.
Dr. Carter, I will stop bothering you when the dagger is safely back in Cairo.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the bloody dagger has been stolen from the bloody museum, you great twit.
I see no reason to exchange epithets with you, Dr. Carter. I am aware of the burglary. I am also aware that no evidence was left behind, and the dagger case was not armed. In fact, I think you removed the dagger from the exhibit.
Wow.
Me?
Just coming out and saying it.
Me? And what bloody reason would I have to steal my own bloody dagger from my own bloody exhibit?
The dagger is not yours, Doctor. It belongs to the Egyptian people. As to why you stole it, I do not pretend to understand your twisted American thinking. Perhaps you wanted to keep the dagger for yourself, in your own private collection.
Perhaps I should ask why you're shifting the blame onto me, you insignificant peasant. It would be very clever of you to steal the dagger, then stay about to start rumors about someone else stealing it.
Only an archaeological thief would make such an accusation, Doctor. Now I'm sure that you stole it for yourself.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
Did.
Now they're children.
Did not.
Did.
Gentlemen, please.
Who asked you?
Mind your own business, you nosy reporter.
But
I have more important things to do.
Our discussion is far from over, Dr. Carter.
That's what you think, you malodorous buffoon.
Okay, well. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
You are interested in the great art, no? Then you should come with me this evening. I'll give you the personal tour of the old master's gallery.
Well,
I guarantee that you will not be wasting your time. You will enjoy it very much.
Well,
You are studying the art at the university, no?
well, yes, but
Then it is settled. I will give you the private tour in a little while, no? There is no need to thank me yet. I will be enjoying it as much as you will.
Steve. Just get a backbone, bud. Well, it appears people are no longer around. So I think that's it for eavesdropping. Just double check here. Yep, all of our suspects are gone. Or just like currently unpresent? What am I trying to say? Not present. So we can, let's go explore the museum a bit. Let's save it first. Time for museum. Oops. Fun. Just something I said when I was a kid. Oh boy. Dinosaurs, mammoths, etc. More dinosaurs. And more dinosaurs.
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose.
What? I'm just trying to look at it.
While this...
There we go.
A sign on this dinosaur bone display says, "Please touch." Either these bones feel lonely, or the museum wants you to learn more about the bones by coming into close personal contact with them. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
I mean, I don't know if the museum wanted you to just take it, Laura, but that's fine. What's this?
It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
course.
His name is Rex.
Yeah.
Isn't that clever?
Not really.
The sign says, push button to hear Rex speak.
Let's hear him speak.
Welcome to the Linedecker Museum Dinosaur Display. My name is Rex, and I'd like to tell you about myself. I'm a type of dinosaur known as Tyrannosaurus Rex, which means King of the Tyrant Lizards. Although I was not the largest type of dinosaur, I was the largest predator ever to walk the earth. Some of my friends were 40 feet long and weighed 8 tons, with teeth that were 6 inches long. Your modern elephants don't weigh more than 6 tons. I lived between 250 and 65 million years ago, during a period known as the Age of Dinosaurs, also called the Mesozoic era. The first complete skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex was found just 24 years ago in Montana in 1902. Although there were many meat-eating dinosaurs, I was considered the best killing machine who ever lived. Speaking of which, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Would you like to volunteer to be my next meal?
Oh my god. Can you imagine if you were a kid and the T-Rex talked to you and said that? That'd be terrifying. I'd like to speak with whoever wrote that. Ooh, an armor exhibit.
The suit of armor is empty.
Okay.
A fine example of Maximilian armor, made in Germany in 1505. The steel has a characteristic silvery color. Maximilian armor was first used in Milan, which set the fashion for all Europe in matters of dress and armor.
Let's keep exploring here. More armor. Ah, here we go. The Egyptian exhibit.
The placard says, this is a granite stele depicting Horus and Thoth found in the Temple of Amon-Ra. This stele was modified during the reign of the pharaoh Akhenaten, then restored during the reign of Tutankhamun. It looks remarkably like a glass case in the shape of a pyramid. A small card informs you that this case contained the famous Dagger of Amon-Ra, which is now missing.
That's where it was. Oops. Oh, jeez. Laura.
Congratulations. You've cracked the case of the Dagger of Amon-Ra.
Boo. Boo. Let's keep exploring. This game taught me about Egyptian things. Like I didn't know what Amon-Ra was.
This placard describes the full translated text on the Rosetta Stone, which still resides in the British Museum. In summary, the text records the decree made at Canopus by the priesthood in honor of the pharaoh Ptolemy III, Euergetes I, who reigned from 247 to 222 BC. The decree discusses the great benefits which the pharaoh had conferred on Egypt and states what festivals are to be celebrated in his honor, concluding with orders that a copy of the decree in hieroglyphics, Demotic and Greek shall be placed in every large temple in Egypt. The card identifies the slab of black basalt as the Rosetta Stone. Hieroglyphs and letters from the English alphabet are clearly engraved on the stone. The Rosetta Stone was found by a French artillery officer among the ruins of Fort Saint-Julien near the Rosetta mouth of the Nile River in 1799. It came into the possession of the British government after the capitulation of Alexandria. The Rosetta Stone, currently on loan to the Leyendecker Museum, is the key to modern translations of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs into English text. You notice that half of the Rosetta Stone seems to be missing from the display, replaced by a small card that reads, Artifact 310 removed from display for research on 9/1/26 by O.M.
O.M. Could that be Dr. Olympia Miklos? Spoiler, it is. Yeah, she's just like doing extra research on it. But if we do this, you'll notice it's got different hieroglyphics and letters, but just A through M. But luckily we don't need to memorize this because the game puts them in our notepad for us. So if we ever need to... Oh, see, we can spell stuff. Mikijolv. But we don't have the other half, so... You know, that's something we need to do. What do we have here?
Ironically, there's a gold Ankh medallion, the ancient Egyptian symbol of life, resting in the pool of blood.
There's a pool of blood.
A close look reveals the initials P.S. inscribed in the back of the bloody Ankh.
P.S.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Did we learn who Dr. Smith? Dr. Tut Smith? But it said P.S., so... But he was wearing an Ankh when we saw him earlier. Is there anyone else? Pippin Carter? Yeah. I'm not sure what his real name is, but that might be something we could figure out. Anyway, why is there blood here?
This is a magnified piece of the ancient...
No.
This is a magnified piece of the ancient Egypt exhibit room.
No, I want to see the blood. There we go.
Apparently the shoe's owner stepped in some of the blood. It apparently belongs to a dainty foot.
A dainty foot. I have a dainty foot.
The mummy coffin is made of gilded wood painted with bright, colourful scenes from Hatshepsut's life.
I wonder...
An inner mummy coffin which was contained in the exterior mummy coffin to the left. Identified from the cartouches on both coffins, the occupant was probably Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh, daughter of Thothmes I. Hatshepsut built the magnificent tomb temple at Deir el-Bahri and ruled for 20 years with her lover Senmut. At her death, Hatshepsut's successor tried to erase all memory of her by destroying her statues and obliterating her name from her various monuments.
Okay, I actually just wanted to know why there was blood there, but... Oh. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. It's John Cleese. No, it's Pippin Carter.
Dr. Carter's flesh is looking rather pale, as if he's not feeling well. Perhaps it's because he's lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, so we can examine the corpse here for a bit, but using the magnifying glass will give you way more information.
There are no signs of scratches or bruises on his flesh. This could mean that the murderer, assuming this wasn't a suicide, knew Dr. Carter well enough to get close and stab him without arousing any suspicion. Or it could just mean that Dr. Carter was completely taken by surprise when someone assaulted him from the shadows. That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely.
No? His mouth? Alright.
The red fluid appears to be blood. This might explain Dr. Carter's pale appearance.
Fair.
A close look at the dagger reveals the words, "Made in Pittsburgh," stamped on the part of the blade that is not buried in Pippin Carter's chest.
Okay.
To your naked eye, the rough surface of the dagger handle doesn't appear to hold any fingerprints, but that's something for the coroner to examine in detail.
So, must have been one of the ones in the gift shop then.
There is a wide cut in the shirt fabric, where the dagger sliced through to Pippin's chest. The cut is slightly wider than the width of the blade, as if it moved to one side after it penetrated his body. The red fluid appears to be...
Yeah.
The jacket, the bulge on one side is ruining the carefully tailored lines of the tuxedo.
Oh, I think that's
The
what I wanted.
jacket is free of blood, but there is a bluish stain on one lapel. A close look and sniff at the stain makes you think that it's grape juice. The bulge on one side is ruining the carefully tailored lines of the tuxedo. When you reach into Pippin's tuxedo jacket, you find a notepad in his inner pocket.
It's mine
You
now.
pick it up and place it in your purse.
Let's see.
A notepad made of good quality paper. There's an imprint on the paper from the previous message written on the pad, but it's too faint to read.
Darn. Okay. What else can we look at here? His eyes.
His right eye is somewhat bloodshot, as if he's been working long hours recently in preparing the ancient Egypt exhibit for public display. There are no signs of scratches or bruises on his flesh, or it could just...
Yeah.
His hair is a bit greasy, as if he hasn't washed it today. It has a slight smell of cigarette smoke, which is probably from the party.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The flower is fake. It has no detectable smell. A tube runs from the back of the flower, behind the lapel, down to a squeeze bulb inside the vest.
What?
When you squeeze the bulb, a weak stream of water squirts you in the eye.
What? Why does he have that? Weird guy.
The red fluid appears. The jacket is free of blood, but there is a bluish stain on...
Yeah.
The jacket is... There are no signs of scratches or bruises on his flesh, or it...
Okay, well I think that's pretty much all we can examine here. So, I didn't... Maybe I should have warned people that there was going to be a horrific scene coming up here. But I also wanted to keep the element of suspense, but this is the first murder we witness, and this will happen many times, just so you're aware. Laura finds a lot of people murdered throughout the game, and that kind of psycho theme, and then her screaming, and then this kind of like ding, 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 is like the common thing that happens when we find a body, so just be aware of that. I remember it scared me a lot as a kid. Uh-oh. Here comes the police.
You scream like a banshee, lass. Did you kill the man then?
No.
No, I just walked in here and found him.
I suppose that would explain your screaming then. Did you see the murderer?
No.
All right, I'll talk to you later after you've had a chance to calm down. Just don't try to leave the building.
Dun dun dun. Act 3. On the cutting edge.
Excellent work. Your father would be proud of you.
Aw, thanks, narrator.
Having already interrogated the guests, Detective O'Reilly is now discussing the murder with the staff members as they leave the party. It would be best if you don't interfere.
So, this act, Act 3, is kind of the bulk of the game. Or at least that's the way it felt when I was playing it when I was younger. And it's a lot of fun. Start to unravel some of the mysteries. Oh, who's this guy?
Hi, Miss Bowl. I'm Ernie Leach.
Hi, Ernie.
Dr. Carrington told me you could stay a while and talk to the staff. I've got to lock the doors, so just come and find me when you're ready to leave. Dr. C also has a key, but you don't want to bother him about that.
Thank you, Mr. Leach.
Just be careful where you go. Wolf will get upset if he finds you downstairs. See you later.
Okay. Thanks, bud.
Did you manage to learn anything from your interviews, Detective O'Reilly?
Don't bother your little head about it, lass.
It's my job, sir.
This is an official murder investigation, Miss Bow. Do not be interfering.
Oh, I don't mean to interfere. I just want to know what's going on. Any leads so far?
Dr. Carter died as the result of someone sticking a gift shop dagger in his chest. What more do you need to know?
Well, for one thing, who did it?
Someone who didn't like him. That's my guess.
Brilliant deduction.
She's getting
If
sassy.
you think that you can do better.
I can try.
Oh, wunderbar. Now we've got the amateurs involved.
I may not be a detective, but I'm terribly clever. I've solved murders before.
In previous
Just stay out of
games.
me way, lass, and don't destroy the evidence.
Certainly not.
Yeah. Humph.
Humph. Humph to you guys. Alright, so we're in Act 3. The best act. Let's give it a quick save. Pippin in a coffin. This might be a bit harsh, but yeah, so we can start exploring the museum a bit more, and also learning a bit more about the people. See, they're still just like hanging out. So let's head this way. Aha, the Master's Gallery.
Cart Before the Horse by Susetto Live in Godoni, 1481. A typical light-hearted painting by anonymous Bosch called A Heartwarming Story, depicting dead humans being tormented by skeletons and demons in hell.
Anonymous Bosch. I get it. See a little glint
The
there?
oil paint on the canvas is old and cracked, but you can still see the characteristic brush strokes of anonymous Bosch, who painted with human bones instead of brushes.
I can't.
The oil...
I said I could
The
look
oil-
at the glint, but oh, hello. And
When
I
you
believe...
touch the painting, you smear a bit of the paint as if it's still damp.
Whoops. We're just breaking and ruining stuff in this place. Alright, well, let's keep heading down. That is something we can get later, but we don't have the tool for it yet anyway, so maybe I can't zoom in on it until I have the tool. Oh, yeah.
You hear muffled
Oh.
voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
So that's right here. So that's what I mentioned earlier, is that this glass is going to come in handy because you can listen at the door.
Thank you for coming to see me, Olympia. This is very nice of you.
You're very welcome, my dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, you see, I found this strange bone, and I said to myself, Yvette, if anyone can tell you what this is, it would be Olympia.
A bone, you say? How fascinating. Where did you find it?
I found it right here in the museum. Here it is, Doctor.
Now, let me see. Ha ha! Yvette, you silly girl. This is a chicken bone.
It is?
Yes, of course. Why, it is still greasy. You got this at dinner, didn't you?
Oh, you have caught me, Olympia. I was playing the little joke on you.
You are a funny girl, Yvette, but I am quite fond of you.
Olympia, we are the good friends, no? I have the problem I wish to talk to you about.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
Come closer so I can whisper it to you. It is
No.
very personal, and I want no one to overhear.
Dang it.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Let me just save it here for a second. Because I can't remember
This
if...
door is locked.
Dang. I think there's a different time where you overhear something similar and you can go in and find them doing some hanky-panky. Ooh.
The giant lizards are displaying some rather uncivilized behavior. This is the office of Dr. Olympia Miklos.
Don't get too close.
It's Barney, Olympia's pet cobra.
I mean, do you want to see... We could see our first... Have we had a death yet? Oh yeah, we got hit by the car. We can definitely...
Not a good idea.
Never mind. I thought we could touch it and it would kill us with poison. What we really need is... If you remember, Olivia Miklos had the Rosetta Stone.
It's half of the famed Rosetta Stone.
So this is how we can get the other letters. Here we go. I think if you just, like, you don't actually need to zoom over all of them, but I remember when I was a kid I would definitely do this. Because I thought it would be something you needed to do to get them in your notebook. Let's just make sure. There we go. N-O-P, Q-R-S-T, U-V-W-X-Y-Z. We got them all. Nailed it. Oh boy. So yeah, so you could manually decipher this. I'm not gonna do that right now though, but I might do it separately, not while it's recording, and let you know what it says. But I think actually we're at a good place to end it. So maybe when I come back to the next video, I'll have it deciphered for you, and I can tell you exactly what it says. But for now, we're going to end things here as we continue our investigation into the murders and the burglary. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.